Wydinski and Martin going to battle for the tip here, and it's basketball time in West Tennessee as the Lady Bulldogs of Union corral the tip-off. Union 12-0, 4-0 in Gulf South Conference play. They are the #1 team in Division II. Working it around the perimeter is Childers. She'll kick it back to Perkins. Perkins guarded by Lentz. That's an interesting matchup. 5'5" against 5'10". Inside to Martin. Spins left, and she traveled. That was good help defense by the Lady Flames. And early on, Michael, we have the first turnover, and Lee, the top defensive team in the Gulf South Conference.
Yep. Again, you have to limit the turnovers against this team. I know it's difficult. They press you and they double team you, but you can't have turnovers against this team.
And early on, you see how much Lee values Morgan Martin, already going to the double team against her, looking to limit her offensively. The Lady Flames on the other end. This is Roddy kicking it inside to Lentz. Lentz against Childers. Blocked by Childers. Now here comes Union the other way. This is where the Lady Bulldogs thrive in transition as Childers loses the handle going up, and it'll be the Lady Flames ball going the other way.
I thought Childers might have been fouled there, Logan.
Yeah, possibly. There was a little bit of contact, but no call. Going up is Roddy, and they're going to wave off the basket and say it's a charge. That will be Roddy's first, team's first of the ball game.
Makeup call?
Possibly. Definitely did lean in with the shoulder there. So I believe it was the right call. Perkins with it. Now guarded by Schubert. Martin really working for it down low. They do get it inside to her. Perkins on the cut. Loses the handle, but they'll say it was last touched by Lee.
It was an excellent pass out of the post right there by Morgan Martin.
But Perkins unable to capitalize on it, and again, good defense by the Lady Flames knocking it loose. Lady Bulldogs are not going to have plenty of easy buckets here tonight. Perkins on the drive, goes up, high off the glass, can't finish. Offensive rebound, kick out to Childers. The moon ball three is good, and the Lady Bulldogs are on the board. Kennedy Childers, one of the high arching shots coming off of an 18-point performance at Western Kentucky. Transfer out of North Dakota State, stringing together some pretty decent outings.
Oh, yeah. Childers has been playing very well. That's Martin with the rebound.
On the other side, Lentz can't get it to go. Now here's Union. Perkins on the drive, and they're going to get a foul call. I believe they're going to get Schubert with the hand check. That'll be her first.
And that's what Jada Perkins needs to do here. She needs to be aggressive in this game and attack the basket.
Perkins this season shooting 52% from the field. And pretty much almost always is the last option, so to speak, late in the shot clock. They like to set the pick and roll for Perkins. She misses it there, and it'll be out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Lady Bulldogs. Now Perkins already with 3 shots in this game. We've only played 2 minutes.
Yeah, coming off of the performance against WKU when she was sick and had to go back to the locker room a couple of times, but still put up 12 points.
Martin, a lot of contact there, no call. By the way, here's Roddy, it's 1-on-3. She'll go up, foul called on Childers, as Childers with her hands up, wondering what she did wrong, but either way, it's going to be Roddy to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Childers was absolutely not a fan of that call, Logan.
Looked like, from our perspective, she might have gotten all ball there. Early on, fouls are 2-1, as Roddy can't connect on the first. Lee looking for their first points of the game here. One for 2 at the line is Roddy. And it'll be Union ball the other way. Roddy, those were only her 25th and 26th attempts at the line. She's a 79% shooter. Smith on the drive. Nice dish inside to Martin, and she'll finish off the glass.
What a pass by Jada Smith.
People talk about the passing ability of Jada Perkins. A lot of people don't talk about the passing ability of Jada Smith. She is averaging 5 assists a game, top 50 in Division II in that stat.
She has developed so much in that area of her game since last season, Logan.
And Martin with a nice swat on Wydinski. Martin, one of the leaders in the Gulf South in blocks. Childers from the right elbow, connects. Union on a 7-1 run to start the game, and now some man pressure from the Lady Bulldogs. Some nice ball movement here by the Lady Flames, tipped and stolen. And they'll get Childers with a second foul.
She pushed off trying to get the loose ball, Logan.
That's a big second foul, as Childers will go to the bench with 2 fouls and 5 points. Avery Carpenter, the sophomore, will check in for the Lady Bulldogs. Carpenter had a nice performance at Western Kentucky coming off the bench with 7 points. And I believe she also added, she did. She added 3 rebounds. Really played aggressive against the Lady Hilltoppers.
Yeah, and that's what Carpenter needs to do. She hasn't been getting the minutes maybe some people thought she would this year, but if she can continue to be aggressive and just go after loose balls and things like that, she'll earn more minutes on this team.
Bertram with her first 2 points of the game after the free throw line jumper connects.
And an excellent screen there to set up the jump shot.
Abby Bertram, the 5'9" junior guard out of Kingston, Tennessee. She averaged 12 points per game as a freshman, and last year only averaged 9 points, but she still made a difference down the stretch, as Martin with the wild miss there. Bertram in the NCAA South Region tournament pretty much was one of the main players off the bench as she nails a 3, and it's a 1-point game, 7-6.
Bertram with 2 straight buckets there.
Now Lady Bulldogs the other way. Setting up a play here. They're going to get a screen from Martin. Kick out to Carpenter, left corner 3, long. Bertram with the rebound. Now here's Lee the other way. Lee, a team that prefers to play the half-court set. They're not really an up-tempo, fast-paced team like Union is. Deep 3 from Wydinski, and she drills it.
That's her first 3 that she's made this year, Logan. She was 0 for 1 before that.
Anytime Union and Lee matches up, you can pretty much throw stats out of the window, because there will be many stats this game that do not make sense.
Absolutely, Logan.
Lee,
sure Mark Campbell didn't have that on the scouting report.
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it. Of course, played off of her, not really expecting her to shoot. She did. Lee now on an 8-0 run. Perkins with a nice penetration and finish. Now quickly the other way. Here come the Lady Flames. Roddy on the drive. No good. Reaches with a nice defense there. Now Smith on the drive. She has the advantage over Schubert. She'll connect plus the foul. And she'll shoot one more after the media timeout. It's 9-all here at the Fred DeLay Gym. Back in 4th game between the Lady Flames. 11-9 now the score. But a back and 4th game between the Lady Flames and the Lady Bulldogs. Smith will shoot one after this break. Back here at the Fred DeLay Gym, Logan Whaley and Michael Chapman bringing you the call. Union with the 11-9 lead over the Lady Flames, but Lee with a nice run there. 8-0 run led by a couple of big shots from Abby Bertram and Nikki Wydinski, but Jada Smith now going to the line to shoot one more. What have you noticed early on in this game?
Well, I think that Union is playing very, very well on the defensive side of the ball, but obviously some weird things have happened with the Wydinski three-pointer, and like you said, Logan, stats go completely out of the window whenever these two teams meet up. And that was an excellent move by Jada Smith to get the and one there.
Yeah, notice the mismatch against Schubert. That's 5'10", driving in against 5'6". Typically 5'10" is going to win that most of the time.
Absolutely.
But Smith is a type of player that really gets her game going off of the dribble drive. She can create her own shot better than most in the Gulf South Conference.
Absolutely.
The and one from Smith off front iron, and it will be Lee the other way, trailing by 2.
Rare miss from Jada Smith at the free throw line.
Yeah, she's leading the team, an 85% free throw shooter. This is Kayla Tilley in the game for the Lady Flames, as well as Becca Cheeks, and it's a turnover, Lady Bulldog ball. Becca Cheeks, the transfer out of Reinhardt from Ranger, Georgia, and Lee fans may recognize the last name of Cheeks. That's because she is Carrie Cheeks' sister. Carrie Cheeks, a 1,000-point scorer at Lee, played a huge role on last year's team, hoping Becca can provide the same output.
Anyone who's a fan of Gulf South Conference basketball might recognize that last name, Logan.
Very true. Nice drive and finish by Avery Carpenter. And the Lady Bulldogs have pushed the lead back up to 4. Back here on E+ TV6, it's a final. The Lady Bulldogs of Union advance to the Gulf South Conference semifinals at Sanford University in Birmingham. I'm joined by the winning head coach, Coach Mark Campbell. And Coach, first off, your team off to a hot start there in the first quarter, outscoring them 24-10, and really defensively there, it was a really good performance for your team.
Yeah, I thought we defended pretty well until the fourth, and so we didn't press as much this time against them. We're limited on some numbers, and I thought Deja Graves did a great job during the second quarter coming in. And even a part of the third when Morgan got the technical, I thought it was really good how we executed. And we didn't shoot the free throws very well tonight. We didn't shoot very well from 3 tonight. Thought Emily Beard came off the bench and had some big plays. And obviously JS was pretty consistent throughout. So well, this is one of those ones where you're just glad you can advance.
Absolutely, but you look at the bench play of your team tonight, especially with your starters getting in foul trouble there early in the first half, really having to rely on players like Emily Beard and even Avery Carpenter getting a start tonight due to the injury to Kennedy Childers. Really played well there in that first half. What do you have to say about those bench players, and especially with Avery Carpenter too?
Listen, Avery Carpenter's been one of the most consistent people on our team the past month, and so it's been a big difference in our team, her being able to come in and provide a lot of things, making threes, defending, handling the ball some, rebounding, getting us some steals. She had a couple of times tonight, we're not even pressing, she traps anyway, and it causes some havoc. And so she's been a big plus for us.
And you look at the performance of Jada Smith tonight, really doing it all, scoring with 21 points, added 9 rebounds and 7 assists as well. And especially had a bit of a slow start there in the first quarter, but really played well the rest of the game. What was the key to her getting going tonight?
Yeah, I think she's just taking more responsibility for our team. Last maybe 2 weeks, and again, last game I think it was pretty simple. I think she had 18, 8 and 7 or something last game. So there's just some consistency. There were 3 or 4 players didn't play very well tonight. In order for us to get where we want to be, there's got to be some consistency 1 through 8 to do that.
And now looking ahead, and again, we don't know if it's going to be Valdosta State or Delta State. We know Valdosta's up 8 at the half. Looking ahead now to a neutral site game at Sanford University, what does your team need to do to pull out a win in the semifinal game?
We just got to play consistently better, get better defensively. For the most part tonight, I thought we were a lot better defensively than we've been in the last couple of weeks. So just a step at a time, learning from one thing to the next and not having it carry over, having a very short memory when it comes to our mistakes.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, there you have it. There's the head coach of the Union Lady Bulldogs, Coach Mark Campbell. His Lady Bulldogs pick up the huge victory tonight, 77-60. Union jumped out to a 24-10 advantage in the first quarter and never looked back. Jada Smith, a player of the game tonight, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. The junior guard did it all for the Lady Bulldogs tonight, and really a great performance all around for Union. Didn't really have a whole lot of depth there, especially with Morgan Martin getting into foul trouble, but at the end of the day, a great performance all around for the Lady Bulldogs. They will face the winner of Valdosta State and Delta State at Sanford University in Birmingham, Alabama. That will be Friday. But coming up next, Reagan and I will break down the final stats, and we'll give you a preview of what's next for Union coming up after this.